can I help you? Oh, and do you have an appointment today? You do. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to need to take down some information before you can see the doctor. But okay. Do you have your insurance card with you? You do. Okay. Well, I just need to confirm a couple things before we can take you back to the doctor. Okay? So first thing I'm going to need is your name. Okay? And I'm going to need your phone number. Okay. Your address. I just need to confirm it. I'm going to write it down anyway. Okay. And do you have an email address? Okay. And is this your first time at our office? Okay. Great. All right. Well, I think that's about all we need from you. We have your medical file already, so I think I can take you right back to see the doctor. Okay. Great. All right. Well, I need to ask you a couple questions before we get started with our examination. I was hoping that you knew a little bit about your family's eye history. Okay. And do you know, for instance, if anyone in your family has ever had something like glaucoma, macular degeneration, anything like that? Okay. But everyone in your family has glasses. Okay. Yeah, chances are you'll eventually need them too, but let's figure out how things are going first, okay? All right. There are a couple medical questions I need to ask before we get started, and this is just for everyone's safety. I have a quick checklist to go through, if you don't mind, really quick. Okay, so first things first, do you have a history or do you currently have high blood pressure? Okay. Do you have any kind of cold or allergies? Okay. Just got over a cold. Me too. Good. Do you have any kind of bleeding disorders? Okay. Are you a smoker? Okay. Have you consumed any alcohol in the last 24 hours? Okay. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Are you currently pregnant? Okay. Anything else I'm missing? Oh, diabetes. Do you have diabetes? Okay. And do you have any kind of viral infection like HIV or hepatitis or... Okay. Great. Well, that's all the medical questions I need to ask you before we can get started. Have you ever had an eye exam from me before? I didn't think so. I don't really remember your face. So what we're probably going to do is an external examination, and then we're going to do kind of a function test, and this is to assess the health of your nerves in your eye, just, to see how everything's working. Do you have any vision complaints before we get started, like double vision or like little floaters, any kind of like reduced vision on your peripherals? No? Okay, that's good. I'm still going to test for it. You know, every once in a while you may just not know that you are experiencing these things, and it's easier for me to tell than it is for you sometimes. I mean, you know, you may have been living with this for a long time. And then I'm going to dilate your eyes, and I'm going to do like a visual acuity test. I'm also going to do a glaucoma test, which has to do with like your eye pressure. And then I'm probably just going to look in your eyes and you know, assess the health of the inside of your eye as well. Okay? And then I'll write you up a prescription if you need one, and you'll be on your way. Alright? So the first part we're going to do is going to be an external examination. And I'm going to wear a glove for this because I am going to touch your eyelids. And it's just safer for me and you. I am terrible at putting these on. I'm going to take my time here. So how's it going? Good. You're not nervous about your eye exam, are you? I'm nervous about putting this glove on. Take a look. Alright, we're good here. Okay, so the first part of this examination is going to be physical. And so I'm going to be touching your eyelids, and also I'm going to be looking at your sclera, and I'm going to be looking at your conjunctiva. Your sclera is the whites of your eyes, and your conjunctiva just keeps the surface of your eye lubricated. It's like the little corner piece. I guess that's the best way to call it, the corner piece. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is just looking at your eye. I'm looking for any kind of abnormalities with the skin around your eyes and the eye themselves. I'm looking for redness. I'm looking for signs of extensive dryness. And so far everything is looking pretty good. I'm seeing a little bit of redness, but that could be from anything. That could be from stress. If it's windy outside, it could be from that, you know. I'm not too worried about the condition. I'm going to press on your upper eyelid just to kind of try and pop up the corner and see inside maybe just a little bit. I'm just trying to check the color of the inside of your eye, and it looks good. I have to say, everything is looking right here. That's great. Alright. So, physical examination portion, pretty good. I don't see anything that we need to be worried about here. And so, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the function of your eyes, like the muscular function. If you've ever had a cranial nerve exam, you might be familiar with some of these tests. And so the first thing I'm going to check is your pupil function. And what we usually use as a good, baseline for your pupils is the acronym is PERLA, which is pupils are equal and reactive to light and accommodation, which means that they react properly when you shine a light on them, and they move correctly, things like that. So, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to darken the room a little bit if it's okay with you. I'm going to do a swinging flashlight test. This is the easiest way to just test for quick dilation and contraction of your pupil. And then after that, we'll do a side-to-side one, where I'm going to test your pupils from the side. What should happen is I'm going to shine a light on the right side, and both of your pupils will contract. And then as I move the light towards your left side, they should expand and contract uniformly. Any abnormalities are probably an issue with muscle or nerve optics, so we'll have to see about that. But let's not worry about it. Let's just do the test first. Okay, so I'm going to lower the lights. Is that all right? Okay. Just for a little bit here. So the first thing we're going to do, I've got my light here. We're going to do a swinging flashlight test. So you will notice a really bright light. Hopefully it's not too unpleasant. Okay? Ready? Alright. Okay. I'm going to do this one again. Alright. And I'm going to do the opposite side. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to go across as well. Alright. Okay. Next, I actually almost forgot to do the accommodation test. So I'm going to be tracking the flashlight across like I explained before. Okay? Are you ready? Okay. I'm going to do it one more time from the opposite side. Alright. There you go. Wasn't so bad, right? I didn't think so. Yeah, I mean, everything looked really good, so I'm not worried about this either. Okay? And the next thing that we're going to be looking at is, I'm going to put the flashlight down for a second. We're just going to do a finger tracking. So what I'm going to have you do is keep your head perfectly still and follow my fingers across. Follow them with your eyes. What I'm doing here is I'm just seeing all 8 fields of vision, all 8 zones that you can see in, just making sure that your eyes are performing correctly in all of them. Okay. So again, hold your head perfectly still and follow my fingers with your eyes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And okay. Everything looks good. Nothing you really need to worry about there. A little bit of slowness is sometimes just how your eyes have developed, but it's nothing to be worried about. Alright, so the last thing that we're going to be testing in this portion of function testing is going to be your peripherals. And so what I'm going to have you do is cover your right eye or your left eye, whichever one we want to do first, and you're going to tell me when I'm wiggling my fingers for the first test, and then we'll probably do one with counting afterwards. I like to do them both just because some people are inherently better at one than the other, and you want the totally right results, of course. Okay, so I'm going to have you cover your right eye first, and I'm going to hold up both my hands and your peripherals, and I'm going to have you tell me which side I'm wiggling my fingers and when. Alright? Good. Good. Great. Okay. Now I'm going to have you cover your other eye, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay? Are you ready? Good. Good. Great. And the last one. Great. Okay. And we're going to do the same kind of test. I'm going to have you cover your right eye again, and I'm going to hold up a certain amount of fingers. I'm going to have you just tell me how many fingers I'm holding up as quickly as you can. Okay? So I'm going to start with double zeros here. Okay? Okay. Okay. Try to trick you. Okay. And now I'm going to have you do the same thing for your left eye. Go ahead and cover it. And we're going to do the same thing. Alright? So we're going to start with double zeros again. Okay? Okay. Try to trick you. Alright, very good. No problems there. You're doing a really great job. Alright, so the next portion of the test, I have to admit some people get a little bit nervous and squeamish about. I'm going to need to dilate your eyes, and I'm going to need to look inside. I'm going to be doing a couple different tests. And this is also the visual acuity portion of the test. So I don't want you to be too worried about it. I am an expert at putting in eye drops, so I don't think you need to worry about it. What I'm going to have you do, again, is just lean your head back. Don't worry about anything. I'm going to lower the lights again, just because it makes it a little easier. And I'm going to have you focus on something behind my head. Okay? I'm just going to quickly make sure that the drops are totally mixed and ready. Oh, you use eye drops sometimes? Okay, then this is a walk in the park for you. Alright. I'm going to have you lean back for me. And one. And now two. Hey, no problem, right? That was great. Okay. So, I'm going to put the drops down for a second. And I'm going to normalize the light level. And I'm going to have to let them take effect. It's going to take about 20 to 30 minutes. And I'll be back for you. Okay? Alright, hey, how are the straps doing? Feeling alright? Good. Alright, well, now that your eyes are sufficiently dilated, I am going to do a couple tests on it. So the first thing we're going to do is just going to look right into your eyes. I've got a couple machines that'll do that. And so you may notice some brightness, but I am just going to be looking in to your eyes. This is not something that you need to hold still for. The light is going to be a bit bright, a little harsh on you, but you'll be okay. Okay. Everything looks pretty good. The next thing that we're going to do is the glaucoma test. It's eye pressure. The only thing is that this instrument does go all the way up to your eye, shines a little blue light in there, and I just need you to hold perfectly still for this one, because it does get very close. It's not anything you need to worry about. I'm not gonna poke you in the eye or anything like that, but if you do sneeze or something, that would be not good. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna get up really close and get the machine right up to your eye. Testing the pressure, the internal pressure of your eye. We're working on your right eye first. And everything is looking really good. I'm not seeing anything that we need to be worried about here. Great. Okay, and now we're going to do your left eye. Alright? Okay. I have the machine up close, and everything is looking pretty good. You don't have to worry about blinking or anything like that. That won't mess me up. Okay. Everything is looking really good. Very healthy. Okay. Alright. That was that. Wasn't a big deal, right? Not too bad. Okay. Well, this is the last test, and it's the one that everyone knows best. It's the visual acuity test. Here we're going to do it on an iPad because we're fancy, I guess, or something. I'm not sure. So what the test consists of is you looking through a viewfinder and me changing the lenses. I'm going to ask you if reading a line is easier or harder, or if it stays the same. And this is going to help us determine your correct prescription. So I hope you're not frustrated by repeating yourself a couple times, because you're going to have to. But this is just to help you get the best prescription for your eyes, if you even need it. Okay? You got the iPad right here. And gotta put in the office passcode. Got our little chart here. Gonna try and hold it still for you so you don't get all messed up. Alright. So I'm gonna have to adjust the lenses. I'm gonna put the first one on right now. And I'm gonna have you read line 5. That's this one. Okay. And this better or worse? Okay. How about now? Okay. How about now? It's about the same. Okay, good to know. How about now? Can you read it to me again? PECFD. Good. Okay, we're going to change. And now we're going to read line 3. This is a big one. So I'm going to have you read it without any lenses in there right now. Okay. And how would you rate that? Is that easy to see or is that challenging? Okay. How about now? A little bit better. Okay. Slightly worse. Okay. And now? A little bit better. Good. One more time. About the same. Okay. Good to know. Oh. Lost the chart here. You would think that the amount of times that we've done this, I would have the backlight on all the time. Okay. So, let's move down to line 6. And I'm going to have you read it without any of the lenses. EDF CCP. Okay. How is this first lens for you? Good. Okay. How about now? Okay. How about now? Okay. About the same. Alright. That's great. Okay. Well, we have one more. I'm going to read line 10, second to the bottom line here. And I'm going to have you read it without anything. Okay. And now, better or worse? Worse. Okay. How about now? Still pretty bad. Alright. Better. Alright. How about now? Just about the same. Okay. Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea of what your prescription is. It looks like you may need glasses for reading. That's sort of a distance reading kind of thing. So you might want to wear them when you're driving. You may have noticed that it is a little bit harder to read signs at night when you're driving, and that's the reason your far vision is kind of going. But it's not anything that you need to be upset about. If you don't want to be fitted for glasses today, you don't have to be. You can always think about it. It's not at the point where I would suggest putting it on your driver's license or anything like that. So that's really up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write you up a prescription, and you can take this to an eyeglass store, and you can have them fill out some glasses for you that way, if that's what you want. You can also get fitted for contacts. I usually suggest coming back to your eye doctor, me, to get fitted for contacts, because I haven't mapped the outside of your eye yet, and that's kind of important when ordering a size for contacts. Okay, yeah, and some people can't even wear contacts. I can't really wear them. Every time I do, my eyes get really, really red. It's pretty gross. I know. Well, so it's totally up to you, but regardless, you need to take the prescription. So I'm gonna take off my glove and write it up for you really quick. Okay. And okay. me just quickly sign this. And, okay. So what I'm going to have you do is take your prescription up to the front desk. They're going to make a copy of it for our files. And, I'm going to, that's about it. There are a couple things you should know since your eyes are still dilated. You're going to want to avoid driving for half an hour still. We've only been in the examination for about 10, 12 minutes since your dilation. So you will be dilated at an extreme amount for another 20 to 30 minutes. And then you will notice you are still dilated for another couple, maybe 4 hours after that. Then your eyes will go back to normal. But I would avoid driving just because the sun is going to be very bright. I would also suggest wearing sunglasses. If you don't have any with you, you can borrow a pair from our front desk. We have some disposable ones. You can, I guess it's not borrowing if you're going to throw it out, but you can have a pair from us. We're totally fine with that. Yep. Okay. And do you have someone here to drive you home? Okay. Someone's waiting for you. Great. Well, if you are interested, tell the front desk that you would like another appointment with me, and we can, figure out how to fit your contacts the best way. Again, if that's something you're interested in, I'll let you decide for yourself on that one. Okay? Well, it was a pleasure working with you. You're a great patient, and I hope that this was an easy experience for you. Okay? I'll see you later.